Hey everybody, I wanted to show you real quick. I have a DSL100HR in the shop, and it came in with really low power on the full power 100 watt setting and virtually nothing on the 50 watt setting. And what I found was R49 was smoked. It's this right here. And so we went ahead and replaced that, applied power, and immediately smoked again. So what we found is Marshall uses this weird black adhesive to keep these capacitors from walking and moving around. And upon closer inspection, it was hard to tell, but there was a trace here underneath that was blown out. There was originally carbon comps, little half-watt jobbers, these little boogers that were glued down along with C21 and C23, and I think what's happening is because they were pulled right down on the board, and then this adhesive was applied to it as well. These little half-watt carbon comps were getting way too hot and then burning a hole in that trace that they were laid upon. So what we did was, get my stick back, my pointer. So we went ahead and applied them, reinstalled them just like these other droppers, left an air gap, and put in these 2-watt metal films. So we went ahead and replaced both R8, R9, and then just for good measure, we double checked R4 and R5, which you can see there too, because they were in the same position. They were right up against the board and covered in that adhesive. So we cleaned that up. I pulled this cap out as well, just to make sure that that same thing wasn't happening, because there's a trace that runs right underneath both those resistors as well. Luckily, there was no issues there, but in this case, we just cleaned up that trace, rebuilt it, that's underneath R9 and R8, and all good, back in working order. But it seems like this is kind of a common thing with this model. It's just poor execution of these, putting them right down on the board, getting coated in this, then they're generating heat, and then that heat gets soaked up into that trace, and then it lifts off the board, and then it causes this failure of these upstream droppers. So if you're having problems with your DSL100HR, maybe something to look at. I'm not sure if that's all the cases that I've been reading about, but definitely in this case, that's what it was. So maybe that'll help somebody. Hopefully it does. Thanks. Cheers.